Okay guys, so what I'm doing today is I got the pistons out just to check, just to see how it is. After looking at some other cylinder heads that have been through a blown up piston, or being blown up, I'm gonna sand this down, take out some of the high points in there, and hopefully it won't hit the top of the piston. And I got the power valve cover already off. As you can see, it was leaking down some oil in there from the power valve, and let me let you hear this. I need to clean it out because it's not doing it much anymore, but you heard it in the beginning. It's a really messy job. There's a bunch of really dark black oil all in it. Need to clean it out. Get the cylinder all nice and clean for the new top end when it gets here. Got out all my tools because last time I've already went through all of those, and put that back in there for now. Because to get the power valve out, you got to take that Allen head bolt out. You gotta take these two springs out, and then you gotta pull the shaft out from there. Don't know if I need to take off anything there. I don't think I do. I think I just need to pull it through once I get that out. But I got all these from our old toolbox, all these old Allen heads, so I can try to find the right size. Because the one I did find, let me find it right here, that actually fit it. With this one, no, I think it was this one. The one I did find is a little too small. You can hear it, it started stripping it, so I had to put that up. I gotta find the correct size before I can take this out. If not, I gotta move on to that. But let me try to find this right size real quick. Okay, so after trying to get the power valve out, I could not find the right size. I found one close, but it just kept on stripping it. This time when I run it, I'm going to keep this off, this little plug off. Normally there's a tube that comes down, but I'm just going to keep this plug off. I just cleaned up the power valve because you see, I mean, it was out of the cylinder right there. It was just dripping down, and then there was so much oil that come out. That's just the surface, just wiping it. There was so much oil. That's not oil, I don't know what that is, old oil. But there was just so much that come out of this little power valve. So it was, I'm pretty sure it was just gummed up, but sounds better, no sound at all really. Let me get in there. So a little bit of oil in there. I need to clean it out, but I still need to clean out this whole cylinder. So I'll do that. But I think it's just crazy that with a cylinder like this, the bike ran. But with a cylinder like this, the bike did not run. I mean, there is no damage to the cylinder. The only damage to the cylinder that there was is y'all probably can't see it, but y'all know it just seized up. The ring seized up in there. It didn't seize on this one though. Did not seize, did not hit anything. No scoring in there. Nothing. I don't understand why these had to fall apart. She was running good. She was running really good until these fell apart in there. But that's a two-stroke for you. It's an old two-stroke. Stuff happens. I know it doesn't happen to everybody, but they all eventually blow, and there's always a reason for it. So you just gotta keep moving on. Just gotta keep moving on, I guess. I still need to sand this down. I'll probably get that done now. But I may or may not take off the whole subframe and the airbox and try to take off the carb today. I'm gonna try, but I don't know how far and how well that will work out. But Sorry I'm not filming everything, with no tripod right now and just holding the phone with my hand. It's kind of hard to, when you're holding something and you're holding a camera in your hand, you can't do everything while recording, so I'm sorry about that, guys. So I'm just giving you these little updates about what I'm doing, but let me get this done instead of keep on talking. How about that? Okay, so I got a piece of sandpaper, wrapped it around the block, a sanding block, and I sanded it all, made it real smooth. I mean, you can still see them, but you can't really feel them at all. And then in here is real smooth. I don't really guess that matters. I'm just hoping it doesn't hit. I was just trying to get down all the high spots on it, and I'm pretty sure I got it all. The only thing I'm curious about, and let me know, is on the back side. Like you see, this is the back. Look at the ridge right there where it dips down. Right there. You see how little it is? Then look on this side. See how much more it dips down. I'm just curious, does that matter? Because honestly, I do not know. And I still need to hone this out. Still need to clean it out, honestly. But that's for another day. We still got 2 days, 3 days till the piston gets here. But yeah, probably gonna go inside and rest for a little bit. It's hot out here. I'm tired already, and then I'll probably get the rest of this done. Rest of that off. Let me try to clean it up. I'm every video I say I need to clean it up, and I do. I really want to. I want to make it look good. Besides having like, see, even this roller. I wish the roller was clean. Like, I mean, I know it just takes a little bit of wiping off, but it's just too tedious. I not really sanded it. I just took the wire brush. See, I could even take this off and clean that, and take the rear fender. I'm going to have to take the subframe off and clean this, because it's still it's oily, but it's not looking too clean. And then in here, I mean, you see, I need to clean that out, because that's what, that's how you breathe, or that's how your dirt bike breathes, I should say. Needed to check the reed valves. I checked them through here, just looking at them, but I need to take them off and check them, so I need to take the carb off. Got some stuff to do to this bike just to make sure everything's in check before I put the new top end in, and make sure everything is still the way it was when I got it and after I checked it all, because I'm not too dumb with these 2 strokes now. I should say I was when I had my CR, but after going through that CR twice completely, I know my way around a 2-stroke motor. Not so much in the transmission. The transmission is where I get really lost with all those gears and the shift forks and everything in there. It's just so confusing. Gotta go by the manual with that. Everything else, you take it apart one way, you put it back the same. It's not that hard. Just about anyone can do it if you do the work and you actually pay attention. I'd say the hardest part with them is probably getting the carb straight, like keeping it running good. Like, it's hard to change anything on it and put it back together and run it, test it, and then if you did something wrong, you can either blow it, or make it really rich, or just not run at all, because one setting in the carb does a lot. But I'm gonna go inside and rest for a little bit. So yeah, I'll see y'all probably in about a second. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking off the subframe. I already got the air filter out, and I got these bottom bolts right there out. Just gonna take that nut off and pull that through. Take the whole subframe out. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna clean all in there real good. Wipe that out. Wipe all the dust and dirt out of all of that, because I don't know if y'all heard that. This is not the sound of a street bike. Because all that needs to be real nice and clean for when I get it put back. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so now that that is off, the subframe is off. I don't know why I couldn't say it, but now I got a little bit better access to this strut tower right here, so I can clean up all that. I can clean up all this. I'm gonna attempt to take the carb off. I know I can get it out, I just don't know how I'm gonna get that throttle cable out without getting that bolt out. But I'm about to leave, so I may have to resume this once I get back. It just depends how much time I have before we leave. Okay guys, I got those bolts out, that strip bolt I showed you. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I took the main jet and the pilot jet, I took them both out and I cleaned them and put them back in. And everything's good now. The floats aren't sticking at all. Everything looks good. I guess I'm gonna put it back together and clean it up a little bit more and put it back on the bike, because everything about it's good. So I'll get back with y'all once I get that on. Okay guys, so what I've been doing is I've just been polishing up this the frame and everything right here, and the swing arm, all the swing I've been polishing it, cleaned up the wheels, took off this rear fender off the subframe, and I cleaned it up and polished it real good. It's like brand new again. Looks really good. Looks really good on the camera too, like really bright blue. I took out all the gas, every bit of it, washed it out, because there was a bunch of stuff in the gas tank. I noticed that, or not a bunch, but just a little bit of crud in there. I noticed that. Cleaned all of that. Cleaned out all that in there. Cleaned the air filter as best as I could. That's as good as it's going to get until I get a new one. Polished this, took the wire brush to it, took off a bunch of the rust right there. It was all like that color on the tip. Took out a bunch of it. Polished that as good as I can. Might pick up some spray paint. Spray paint this. Took off a bunch of the rust right there. Cleaned up the subframe really good. We're gonna pick up some spray paint it, cause like that right there and everything. And that's pretty much all I've been doing today, is just cleaning up the bike, getting ready for the new top end. I cleaned up the front fender real good, the front number plate. Cleaned it all up, couldn't get up in there. But cleaned up the fork guards, the forks, all up in there as best as I could. Couldn't really get up in there because of all the radiators and stuff. Carburetor still hanging there. Still got the carburetor. Got the roller there. Don't forget that. It's a cool car. Still need to clean this up. I think my dad said he might bring that with him to work tomorrow, and he might get some cleaner for it, carburetor cleaner. Gotta turn the water hose off. This water hose is crap. The green one anyway. This is really good. But yeah guys, I got the airbox all cleaned up. Just washed it out and I'm letting it dry overnight. Looks pretty good. That's as best it's gonna get. But yeah, that's the airbox. I think that's gonna be all for today. It's really all I can do to this bike, but she's looking good. Hopefully she runs good once I get that new top end in her. Yeah, everything looks good so far. I'm gonna go inside and edit this video for the morning. Got school tomorrow, so just how it goes. 2 more days and I'll have that top end. But if you like this video and you want to see what goes on the next few days, because there's going to be some stuff coming in and everything, as y'all know, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for this week. It's going to be a good week, hopefully. But yeah guys, I'll see you tomorrow.